We all do things that are bad for us. I'm sure each of us can name one unhealthy habit that we engage in daily, whether it's not getting enough exercise, drinking too much soda, or smoking. I have my bad habits and you have yours, but I bet there's one thing that all of you do on a regular basis that I don't. Maybe you don't even realize it's unhealthy, or perhaps you do and you don't even care. What I'm talking about today is eating meat. Today I'm going to talk about the health risks involved in eating too much red and processed meats in order to persuade you to eat less of it. I'm sure that most of you eat probably about 2 serving sizes of meat every day, and some of you are athletes, so maybe you eat more than the average amount. Because I'm a vegetarian, I've done lots of research on the benefits of eating less meat, and I've experienced firsthand how it can make you happier and healthier and more energetic. I'm also an athlete, but I've found healthier and alternative ways to get my sources of protein. For all of you as carnivores, it's important for you to be aware of the risks you take in eating meat and what causes these risks, as well as some dietary options you have to avoid these risks and live a healthier life. First, we'll talk about the problems that arise from eating too much meat. The first major concern, there are 3 major health concerns. The first is increased risk for cancer. According to a New York Times article written in October of 2015, a person's chance for developing intestinal cancers increases by a factor of 1.2 for every serving of processed meat consumed on average per day. Additionally, a 2011 article from the UK Cancer Research Centre revealed that people who eat high amounts of meat increase their chances of developing cancer by 17%. All of this means that if you eat an average amount of red meat, which would be beef, pork, or lamb, your chances of developing cancer increase by a factor of 3.6. And if you eat processed meats, which would be salami, hot dogs, bacon, or sausage, your chances of developing cancer increase by 17%. That shows those things. The second main issue with eating too much meat is type 2 diabetes. According to a study done by the American Diabetic Association, published in their Diabetic Care Journal in 2015, frequent consumption of processed meats is associated with a higher risk of type 2 diabetes in men. And for women, a significant increase was more pronounced for those who ate processed meats. The third health problem associated with eating too much meat is heart disease. In a study done by the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, summarized in their undated article called Preventing and Reversing Heart Disease, 2 groups were studied. The first group 2 groups had chest pains. The first group ate a regular American diet and took medication to solve their heart problems. The second group ate a low-fat vegetarian diet, engaged in 30 minutes of walking 3 times a week, and took no medication for their heart problems. At the end of the year-long study, results showed that the first group actually had worse blood flow than before the study began. The second group showed significant improvement in blood flow and cholesterol levels. In other words, the American Heart Association tells us that cholesterol and saturated fats found in meats can raise blood cholesterol levels and worsen heart disease. Now that we've talked about the problems associated with eating too much meats, I'll explain to you what is in meat that causes these problems. There are 3 things in meat that cause these health issues. They are fat, cholesterol, and carcinogens. The American Heart Association tells us that high amounts of fat in beef can put people at risk for diabetes and heart disease. A single serving of beef, which is only 8 ounces, contains 19.77 grams of fat, which comes out to be 1/3 of your daily recommended value. Secondly, the American Heart Association tells us that cholesterol that's found in animal products that cholesterol can only be found in animal products. Beef has an especially high cholesterol content, and a single serving of beef, which is only about the size of a computer mouse, has 22% of your daily recommended value. The third thing in meat that causes these health problems is found naturally and when added in during processing, and it's known as carcinogens. According to the previously cited UK Cancer Research Centre, hemoglobin is one carcinogen found in red meat that can damage your cells, leaving you susceptible to cancer. With all of this in mind, we can look at ways to avoid these problems. While there are many options available to us, I'll talk about the 3 main solutions. One option for living a healthier lifestyle is vegetarianism. There are many different forms of vegetarianism, but the most common is just cutting out meat and only meat. The Vegetarian Times tells us that 7.3 million Americans live this way. And these types of vegetarians get their main sources of protein from nuts, eggs, and dairy products. If vegetarianism seems too extreme for you, a second option available is semi-vegetarianism. This is what I am. Semi-vegetarians occasionally eat minimally processed and free-range lean meats. Lean meats include turkey, fish, and poultry. By eating only lean meats, semi-vegetarians cut out fat and cholesterol. And by eating minimally processed and free-range meats, semi-vegetarians cut out all the carcinogens in red meat. There are 22.8 million Americans who eat a semi-vegetarian diet, according to the Vegetarian Times. The third and most accommodating way to avoid these health issues is to cut out red meat. According to NPR 2015 article, 39% of Americans have said that over the past 5 years they've made the decision to eat less red meat. 66.2% of those say that they made this decision based on the knowledge that health effects have of eating red meat. In summary, we have talked about the health risks involved in eating too much meat, the cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. I've told you about how fat, cholesterol, and carcinogens can cause these problems, and then I gave you 3 solutions to fix this: vegetarianism, semi-vegetarianism, and cutting out red meat. None of us wants to think about changing our diet. We fail to see the immediate consequences beyond the taste of our food. But according to the Center for Disease Control, the fact remains that all 3 of these health issues that we've talked about today rank in the top 10 main causes of death in the United States. Heart disease is number 1, cancer is number 2, and diabetes is number 7. These are clearly pressing issues. Athletes and couch potatoes alike are affected, but the longevity of us vegetarians will probably lead us to reign supreme. So make the decision. Live happier, live healthier, and live longer. Isn't it worth it to sacrifice a couple bites out of your day?